Hello, Irish Zero here. Hope you're all well. I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. So, today I thought I'd talk about something which I haven't really discussed on this channel. I know I did some kind of videos kind of alluding to it, but I thought I'd have a proper dedicated video for today. Now, I have an eye condition called Stargardt's, which you may not have heard of it. It's a degenerative eye condition which if you don't know what it is, look it up, although chances are if you're watching this video you kind of have an idea about it. And I'm not really here to talk about it, the kind of scientific thing about it. I'm just here to talk about my own experiences, finding out I got it, how I kind of move, how I get on with my life, and what advice I'd give to other people. So, a little history. I was diagnosed with this when I was about 7. So, about 25 years ago. I'm 32 now, almost 33. And it was actually by chance because my brother has it as well. He's 2 years older and he was experiencing eye problems in school. He got tested and they said, we might as well test his brother as well. So, that's how they found out I had it. Even at that age, back at that time, I kind of had like a rough idea on what was like in store for me, what to expect. So growing up at a young age, I knew that like I was never going to be able to drive. It's like not going to happen, never going to happen. Just that's just how it's going to be. And also like I'd never be able to join the army. Not that I'm like a big military guy, but it's just my dad was in the army, my granddad was in the army, and I thought maybe one day I want to do it. Again, that never happened, never will happen. And being told at that age that I would have these limitations, in a way it kind of helped me because at a young age I didn't really comprehend like the consequences of that. So I didn't feel like sad or depressed. In fact, I remember my mother crying when I was told all this, but I didn't have any idea, any comprehension. I didn't really understand it. So as time went on, I just like accepted it. I grew knowing that all that would happen or wouldn't happen. And honestly, I've kind of adapted to it. Like I've never really been depressed about it. I've never really been sad about it. My whole attitude towards it was I just have to kind of get on with it because like I had two options. I could spend, I could or waste my time being angry and depressed about something I've no control over, or I can just get on with it. Now, I'm not a positive person. I'm not trying to, paint that picture. I can sometimes be like a negative Nancy, a glass half empty kind of person, and I'm not trying to say that like I'm a strong person. I'm not. I'm a realist. I knew what I can and cannot do, and I just try to get on with my life. Speaking of getting on with my life, how do I actually do that? Well, one realization I've kind of realized is that for most part, people will help you, the world will help you, maybe they'll understand, but very rarely the world is not going to adapt to you. You have to learn to adapt to it. And basically, I get by in life by learning like tips and tricks on how to like get around, how to walk around. Now, luckily, my eyes aren't bad enough to where like I don't need a dog, I don't need a cane. I can walk the streets and not trip over anything, not bump into anything. Cycling, not as easy. I try not to cycle because like if I'm cycling and a dog jumps out of the bushes, my reaction wouldn't be that good. I can't see very far into the distance, which is basically what my eyes is. I should probably give a brief idea on what I see, what I can't see. Watching other people and their experiences with Stargardt, it's all different. A lot of people they don't experience it until later in life. So it's like, oh, I'm driving and I'm worried that I won't be able to drive. I've never done that. I've never driven, so I can't really complain about that. But I don't see any like blind spots really. I don't see any like black dots in my vision or any transparent kind of blockage in my vision. For me, it's just everything is far away. Everything just seems too far away. Like right now, I'm looking at my computer and there's options and menus and text. I can't read it from here. I need to zoom in because it's too far. It's not blurry, it's not distorted. It's just too far, even though it's like right here in front of me. And that's kind of the basic gist of it. And also, if I'm not focusing on something, again, I don't know if this is just a thing for any normal eyesight, but like if I'm focusing on something in front of me, I can see that clearly. But everything around me, it's all it's all kind of not blurry, but it's almost like double vision almost. And of course, when I look into the background, into further distance, that's all clear, but what's in front of me is like double vision, if that makes any sense. Back to adapting. Technology today, luckily, people who have this kind of thing, the technology now can help you so much. Like my phone and my tablet are basically like a lifesaver for me, or maybe not a lifesaver, like a godsend. Again, over exaggerating. But with that, I can still read. I can still read now. I just download an ebook. I can make the text bigger. I can change contrast. I can read comic books. I'm a big comic book fan, as you can probably see. I can do this. I can edit videos because I can just zoom in on stuff like that. And that's all, really, that's all I personally need. I don't need any talk back from phones. I actually hate talk back on phones. When you press where you hear like that voice, like options, settings, generally, that always bothers me. So I just turn all that off and just keep the zoom, and that's what helps. And in terms of like little tips and tricks, most phones now have good cameras, so that can kind of help you. If you need to see bus signs, basically just take a photo of it. I know this seems like kind of dull, but it really does help. Take a photo of the sign, look at it, zoom in, and there you go. You can see what number it is, you can see where it's going. When I was in college, that really helped because when there were notes on the board, rather than asking what does it say, I just took a photo of it and I have the notes. And I just zoom in when I need to see it. And most places are very accommodating when it comes to that stuff. Like I never had a teacher saying, "Oh no, you can't write that. You know, you can't take photos of that, or you need special permission." It's like, yeah, go ahead, take a photo. And those are my notes. And that's kind of how I got through college. And using the zoom options on a computer, if you have a Mac or Windows, learn those zoom options. I think for Windows, it's like hold down the Windows key and hit plus or minus. For Mac, you kind of have to maybe play around a bit more. But honestly, I actually prefer the zoom options for Mac. So again, the accessibility options, look them up. They're really handy and they can really make a difference. Now I still buy phones with bigger screens. So like I have the big iPhone. I've like tried to get a big TV because I love playing video games and I don't want to stop because of my eyes. So I just get a big TV and I can see everything. And also, if you want to get around like cities or streets, if you know like the gist of the area, just look up Google Maps, look Street View, and but rather than kind of memorizing the photo, it's like little stuff. Okay, I have to go to this building. What's around the area? Okay, there's a blue door. There's a building with a blue door. There's a shop. Okay, how many doors up to where I have to go? And kind of learn that way, and kind of have your mind, train your mind to do stuff like that. Because once again, that's how I get around. One thing I've actually noticed when watching videos talk about where people talk about their conditions, they talk a lot about like communicating and networking with other blind people or legally blind people, visually impaired people. I've never actually done that. I don't think I've spoken to any blind person, which is shocking. Not that I've never consciously avoided blind people. It's just I've never really done that. Actually, I don't know why. That just happens to be the way I do it. I've never needed like help or advice so much. I just needed, just give me technology to help me see. That's all I really need. I didn't need to kind of learn other people's tricks, because I kind of adapted to myself. I did it myself. I learned my own tips and tricks. But that being said, I'm doing this video to kind of maybe help other people, to kind of maybe to help them and help them adapt and whatever. Or maybe people watch this video and it's like, oh god, it doesn't help at all. But in any case, I just wanted to do this video, and so I did. If I was going to talk to anyone about how to help them, if anyone ever asked me for help, I would say, it's kind of hard to say this without sounding harsh, you have to just deal with it, accept it, and move on with your life. Because again, you can waste your time, waste your energy being sad and depressed, being angry, or you can use that energy and just deal with it, adapt, get on with your life. Because really, you don't have a choice. It's out. What's happening with your eyes is out of your control. Yes, you could probably get treatments, you can get technology, but generally it's out of your control. So you just have to learn to deal with it and accept that as early as you can, and just get on with your life. Yes, you will have limitations. There will be things you cannot do. I know people say, oh, you can do anything you want. I can't drive. I want to drive. Can't drive. Want to join the army. Can't join the army. Know your limitations. Try to exceed your limitations, but at the same time, know what you can't do. Like, don't get all John Locke and say, don't tell me what I can't do. Because there are things that you won't be able to do, and just deal with it and just move on. And just do the things you can do, and try to excel the things you can do. Get better at what you can do. So I hope this helps someone. If not, well, I still want to do this video, so I did. Anyway, that's it for me for today. So until next time, whenever that is, I don't know when I'll do another video. I'll just say to y'all, have a good one.